seeing those numbers come in, I mean, shock, unbelievable. I mean, $3,300 in what, a day or whatever.
A 6-hour day.
A 6-hour day. That's monopoly money to me. Like that's, how does anybody do that?
It was like one win after another, like to the point where I had to stop and like pinch myself to be like, is this really happening? It's amazing. So when I was looking into Rich Stylist Academy, I'll be honest, I've never heard of Ashley before. I've never even heard of Rich Stylist Academy. It was after Christmas time. I was in my feels. I wasn't getting a lot of extension clients. My business wasn't where I want it to be. And a sponsored ad popped up on my Instagram. And I just felt like that post was talking to me. Like the hairstylist who wants to grow her business. Like you're great at what you're doing, but you're missing that piece. So I started looking into it, kind of ignored it, popped up the next day, sparked my interest, started looking into it more, and I just felt like every single post in your website, everything was speaking directly to me. Everything that you guys were saying, I'm like, that's me, that's where I want to be. So I had my first call. We talked about it, what the investment is, what I can grow from the business. From there, I started listening to the podcast, and even through the podcast, I was like, these hairstylists aren't me. I am where they are, and I could be this next level. So then I brought it up to my husband, because it's an investment. And we had a really candid conversation, and I was like, I think this is the next level. And I've invested in coaches, many methods before. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars, but something deep down just told me like, this is that right move. And I had a conversation. I was like, this is my next level. Like, this is what I need to do. And like my gut just told me, this is the company that's gonna help me take where I'm at to where I need to be. And within 6 months, it's helped me get there.
I mean, it's her business, it's her dream, which I obviously want to support. But the last time she had gone down a path somewhat similar to this, there was no ROI. There was no return on investment. She got taught a couple things that in my opinion, she already knew. But again, it's her business, her dream. So when she came to me with Rich Stylist, and I overheard the conversation that she had with you, and I was like, all right, some British guy's trying to sell you a pipe dream, whatever.
Australian.
And Australian guy, sorry. That's honestly what I thought because of the last experience. So then the investment that is involved with it. So yeah, it warrants a very serious conversation. For lack of better terms, for me, it was, okay, like I'm gonna continue to support you because I believe in her business. I mentioned to Ashley before, like as far as I know, like I like to tell different people that not many people in this world know what they wanna do at a young age. And my wife has done that. It's a dream. I like to tell people about that dream. So with that and overhearing the conversation you did have, because it was, I listened, it was a good conversation. That helped. And then overhearing that you guys are investing in your customers as well. It's not, okay, I'm gonna let you in for 10 minutes and then after that 10 minutes, you gotta pay more money and then more money and then more money. You're trying to build a community from what I can see. And as being the spouse along for the ride, that's something that I need. So, and then everything that's come since then, overhearing the conversations, because she's on the computer, she's talking to you guys, she's involved in these chats that you guys are doing, and just hearing the engagement from stylists all over the world that are coming together and sharing ideas and not, well, this is mine and I'm not going to give it to you. It's, this is what was successful for me. So I want you to have it too so that you can be successful. I do enjoy seeing the money coming in the door. I'm the household guy. So like I pay the bills, it's our money together, but seeing that extra influx of money lets us do different things like come to Vegas on a whim, right? To have those kind of activities and, share dreams together and travel and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, like I've always known, I always say that she's the best stylist in the Valley in Phoenix. Like hands down, there's nobody better. I've known that for years. But seeing this and now having clients that are flying in from different states, having the support system with all these other stylists that are involved in this community, even like conversations I've overheard with Ashley, or if you guys are having conversations, it all reinforces a belief I already had. I always knew she was great. But now it's like, it's bearing even more fruit than it did before. I don't want to make it sound greedy, but I'm the spouse. So yeah, more money in the door, that's great.
The first 90 days were wild. So our podcast call we did, actually just line by line, pulled up all my posts and my wins. And when I was hearing her say that, I was like, I don't know who this girl is, but she sounds amazing. I'm like, oh, those are mine. Those are my wins. So when I first started, I was lucky if I got one inquiry a month. And within 90 days, I had a client fly in from out of state. I've reached the highest month I've ever had in 20 years doing hair. and I was only working 2 weeks that month. I've done multiple new installs in 1 week. In fact, in the month of May, which is my highest month ever, only working 2 weeks, I did the most amount of new installs. I mean, I literally like started at the bottom, and within 90 days, I was hitting the top of everything. I mean, the inquiries coming in, the new installs, it was like one win after another, like to the point where I had to stop and like pinch myself to be like, is this really happening? It's amazing.
Seeing those numbers come in, I mean, shock, unbelievable. I mean, $3,300 in what, a day or whatever it was.
A 6-hour day.
A 6-hour day. That's monopoly money to me. Like that's, how does anybody do that? The initial shock, and I mean, I know we went out to dinner for it. We did celebrate, and that was huge. And again, the money is fantastic. You know, that's the best part for me is the spouse, but also on top of that is the confidence that came with it. I made $3,300 and this client looked fantastic. Like walked out the door, totally happy with what she wanted to do. She's showing me all the Instagram photos she took to put that out and promote her business that much further. Wrapping that all in a bow. The best statement I can make, it was unbelievable to me. How does anybody make $3,300 in one day? How does anybody make $5,000 in one day? You know, and I know that day will come. There would be lots of times in the past where she would like second guess herself. Am I this good? You know, do I know what I'm doing? And I've done that in my career. Am I faking it until I make it, or do I really know what I'm doing? And since being involved in Rich Stylist Academy, that's changed. I don't hear that really at all anymore. She's excited about different challenges. That client that has a different method on her head, Megan's more engaging now to get her in the room. Okay, let me get you on the right program. I also really appreciate that with Megan. She's always been, I know I just talked about money, but like for her, she's always been about the client and the health of their hair. I'm quoting you. Anybody can come in and get their hair fried off. Anybody can do that and take your money and run. I've heard Megan turn down clients because it's about the product. Her name is on that woman's head, right? And having that confidence to come along with it, that it's not about just a cash grab for her. It's about, I want to put the right product out there, and now I have the confidence to go with it. And I think that it came from a lot from you guys at Rich Stylist Academy.